I declare open this congregation of the University of Sussex. I'm delighted as Chancellor to welcome you formally to this graduation ceremony. The warmest of welcomes to our honoured guests, our distinguished faculty members, and to those of the professional services here at Sussex. But the warmest of welcomes are for you, our graduands, your families and friends who join you here today. And to those who could not make it here in person, may be watching this via live video stream around the world. To you I say, bonjour, guten tag, willkommen, como stai, hola, dobry den, privyet, marhaba, salam alaikum, jambo, shalom, namaskar, ni hao, konnichiwa, oi, hey, hi, howdy, and hello. And a massive thank you to the ITS technical team for making the live stream possible. It remains a profound honour for us that you chose Sussex as your place of study, and that, as I've just illustrated, graduands from all over the world will be receiving their degrees at these ceremonies. We're rightly proud of our tradition of embracing all faiths, cultures, opinions, and thus recognising that global interdependence is not only an inevitability in all of our futures, but indeed that future is already here. To our foreign students, I would like to say thank you for making us a truly global university. In fact, according to the Times Higher Education, one of the 50 most international universities in the world. In fact, we will be holding a graduation ceremony in Shanghai next year, and all eligible graduates, including those at these ceremonies, will be able to attend. I also know how hard it can be to travel so far at such expense and to try and get to grips with a different culture, language, sometimes a different set of values or modes of behavior, and to overcome those hurdles of unfamiliarity and homesickness to remain focused and resolute. All of you have contributed to Sussex being in the top 20 of universities in Britain, and we are, as of yesterday, I believe, the only university in Britain to record a year-on-year increase in new undergraduates for the past 9 years. In addition to which, development studies are #1 in the world league tables. Do you know what? I'm going to stick my neck out and say it's #1 in the universe. I mean, there is that new dark planet they've just discovered, and if there is a better global studies department on that, then we all have to take our hats off for that. At these ceremonies, the January winter ceremonies, we have a larger contingent of students graduating for the second or even third time, which even more than usual makes me the least smart person in the room. It's fine, I'm used to it now, I get that at home. In fact, I'm not a shining example of academic prowess at all. I struggled through most of my education and my degree, so I hope I have at least some empathy with what some of you may have gone through. In fact, when I first said that I wanted to go to university at all and to do a degree, one of my dad's friends, his response was, why do you want to go to university, eh? Yeah. You want to waste your time, grow your hair long, and listen to Mozart? I said, yeah, perhaps if I was thinking of going to university in the 18th century. But I persevered. I know that some of you would have had to contend with your own personal difficulties to get to this stage, struggling to balance your studies with home life, in some cases whilst raising children, being carers, experiencing loss and sickness, trying to survive on overdrafts, loans, or family help. But here you are. Seems you persevered too. Getting a degree is not a foregone conclusion. It requires effort, focus, sacrifice, and not just your own. Your family and friends have, in some cases, made sacrifices to get you to this moment, and at some expense to be here today. So students and lecturers, a round of applause for the families and friends. So for many of you today, this will mark the end of your academic adventures, the odyssey that began with those first faltering steps at nursery or kindergarten, and culminates here after just a short walk across this very stage. A name will be read out, hopefully approximating to yours. And you will take the mere 20 or so steps, terrified that you're going to lose your hat or your mortarboard, wondering whether the heels were a good idea after all, whether your flies are open, and praying that you don't trip over your gown and end up in the lap of someone in the front row. And what an array of laps we have for you today. It's like a casting call for Star Wars. The faculty awakens. May the coursework be with you. But today is your moment, a moment to reflect on all the efforts that have brought you your just rewards, but mainly a celebration of your great achievement. And I have to say this, I've said this before, and if you've been up here before, you know that I mean this. This is a technical note. You actually haven't got your degrees yet. And you getting one may just depend on how much love you show me when you come up here. So do express who you are, your joy, your moment, within the bounds of taste and legality, of course. I don't care whether this is your first degree or 10th, whether you're getting a third or a doctorate, I mean, it doesn't make any difference to me. No love for the Chancellor, no degree. Family and friends, just a word to you as well. This is the perfect opportunity. This is your day too. And this is the perfect opportunity to embarrass your loved ones when they come up here by making as much noise as you possibly can. So feel free to whoop and applaud and let them know where you are in the hall. Also at these ceremonies, there are some people who don't have family or friends joining them, in which case I'll be your family or friend for the day. It's just for today. I don't want to get into kind of exchanging presents or looking after your cat or you turning up at my house to sleep. Okay. But today, no one here is alone. I call upon the Vice-Chancellor to address the congregation.
Chancellor, Madam Mayor, Star Wars faculty, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, Chancellor. I thought you said you'd going to warm them up. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Well, it's a real pleasure for me to add my welcome to you to this graduation ceremony. Graduation is one of the highlights of the academic year and is a time when we on stage, family and friends in the auditorium, can truly celebrate in your success. Although graduation has its formal aspects, you may have noticed that we've dressed up for the occasion. As the Chancellor has indicated, it's also a time to relax and have fun. You can let the emotions flow and do pretty much whatever you like, providing it's legal. So for a special day, we're in a special place, the Brighton Dome. This historic building, conceived by King George IV, started life as the Royal Stables and Riding House. It's been a hospital and an operating theatre during 2 world wars, hosted the Eurovision Song Contest in 1974, which was won by ABBA with their song, Waterloo, excellent. And David Bowie, who we all know sadly died just a couple of weeks ago, came to the Dome as Ziggy Stardust in 1972 and 1973. It has given a platform to many other famous visitors, including one of our former Prime Ministers, Winston Churchill. Among our graduates here today, I'm absolutely certain that many of you will go on to do even greater things than previous visitors to this space. Sussex has always celebrated the diversity of its students and staff. During the graduation ceremonies this week, we will meet students from over 107 different countries with ages ranging from 21 to 73 years. Education is for everyone at any age. There were just 52 students when Sussex opened in 1961. We now have over 15,000 students. Over these next 2 days, there will be more than 800 graduates walking across this stage and over 1,000 family and friends supporting them. This is a pivotal moment in many of your lives, and I hope you will leave today with very special memories of all that you have achieved. I want to spend a few minutes talking to you about 4 aspects of Sussex life and why I know that our graduating students will go on to great things. Firstly, we can be absolutely certain that our graduates have excellent prospects, are highly employable, and have a rounded view of life. We know that leaving university and finding a job can be a challenging time for graduates. However, we are extremely pleased that Sussex is ranked in the top 10 of UK universities for graduate prospects. A recent study has found that 96% of Sussex graduates are in work or further study within 6 months of leaving the university. This suggests that not only do we attract outstanding students at the start, but the Sussex experience provides a good start to their working life. We do go that extra mile to help our students have a fulfilling time at university. We believe that experiences outside the main area of study, including gaining competence in one or more modern foreign languages, are important for the broader personal development that employers are looking for. Our internship program is developing well, and we keep adding to this year on year, with our latest being a fully supported placement scheme in China. I hope that some of you have taken up the opportunity to complete an internship, whether that's here in the UK or abroad. The university also offers an outstanding range of master's scholarships for those that are thinking of postgraduate studies. This is really good for our graduates wishing to continue in further study at a time that we know that financial pressures are high. Interdisciplinarity, that is, teaching and research that crosses standard disciplinary boundaries, was one of the founding principles of Sussex back in the 60s. This broad-ranging and rounded view of life is very much part of the Sussex tradition. We pride ourselves on the way in which we have built many interdisciplinary centres of expertise, whether it's in climate change, global health, neuroscience, or indeed many others. In addition, we encourage our students to take courses which combine their core subject with other, often unrelated subjects. Our focus is an holistic one. For our students, we hope that this ethos of thinking broadly and having a rounded view of life stays with you and benefits you in your life and careers. Secondly, we should always remember that Sussex students and staff have a history of changing things for the better. Sussex has an outstanding reputation for world-leading research, and many of you here today have contributed to this. We're making a difference to people's lives, whether this is in policy in developing countries or digitizing history. 98% of our research is ranked as world-leading. It is increasingly important for us to be able to show that our research has impact beyond academia, by showing that we are making a real difference to people's lives and to society in general. Thirdly, I am proud of our international perspective. It makes the Sussex experience special. We've had an international outlook since the university began in the 1960s. Around 25% of our current students are from overseas, and teaching and research staff come to us from more than 120 different countries. All of you have helped create this diverse global community on campus, which I hope has added positively to your experience at Sussex. Sussex has a reputation for being a place where people from all over the world can make friends easily. Last year, the university teamed up with the Students' Union to host One World Week, a celebration of international diversity and a way to promote understanding of global issues. It was such a success that we've committed to making it an annual event. We've created partnerships with some distinguished institutions across the world, including universities in North America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. These relationships have created new research collaborations and new opportunities for student exchange and joint teaching programs. Finally, I would say that although we think globally, we also act locally, and our village-like campus has created a very special community at the university. The Sussex campus and community is bigger than many small towns in the UK, with its population of more than 17,000 people. The university contributes more than £500 million each year to the Brighton and Hove economy, and this will continue to increase as the university grows in coming years. This is not just because the university is the second biggest employer in the region, but because of you, our students, who live, work, and socialise in the area. But it's the personal contribution that our students make that I'm most proud of. I know that many of you do volunteer work in the local community. In fact, you do more than the average citizen. Some of you tutor school children, particularly the disadvantaged. Some support the homeless, and others are just good neighbours and work hard at part-time jobs. For the family and friends that are here with you, I know they will be extremely proud to share this moment. I want to give special thanks to all those important people who have supported you during your years of study. As you look back on your time at Sussex and university life, I hope that you have many fond memories and a real sense of what you can achieve in this world. Education is no longer a privilege for the very few. It has become a fundamental right for the many, and I hope soon for all. It can help to inspire intellectual curiosity and provide us with the foundation to achieve great things at work, at home, and for our communities and society in general. It allows us to consider big issues from different perspectives and to challenge them. It introduces us to new concepts, new people, and new ways of thinking. What, of course, is critical for us is to listen to what our students say about their time at the university. So we put together a short film in which you, our students, reflect on their Sussex experience, consider the future, and send you a farewell message.
Overwhelmed and excited.
Very apprehensive, I think, but very excited.
Full of enthusiasm.
Curious.
I was really amazed.
And the first lecture, it was amazing.
Hungover.
Tired.
Full of excitement and adventures.
I was starting to feel at home. Reassured, I think, mainly by people around me.
Tendency because it's full of maths people.
Most likely Fama Bar.
Probably the co-op.
All the green space outside.
Every single bit of it.
More fun than I expected.
Very solid.
Challenging.
Fulfilling.
Thorough.
Superb.
Hands-on.
Supportive.
One of a kind.
The staff always have time for you.
I was encouraged by the staff.
And to expand my knowledge.
Career progression and career development.
Then to specialize.
It was the teaching at Global Studies that made me want to stay on.
Not to limit myself.
Be more self-confident.
Well, just do everything you can today and don't leave it for tomorrow.
No one's going to motivate you other than you.
You can achieve anything you aim for.
It made me more independent.
It laid foundation for my future research.
They have actually given me the platform to go into research.
Just really building up my confidence. Don't be afraid.
To be much more focused.
Be more organized.
Read more.
Never feel scared to approach faculty members.
I think it's finally going to be at the end, so I'm going to be quite sad about it.
Not really ready to say goodbye.
Proud.
Proud to be the smartest dressed I've ever been whilst at Sussex.
Something that cannot be expressed in words.
I'm hoping to pursue a career in social justice.
I am doing a research placement for a few months.
And to pursue my PhD.
I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe marriage.
Always been poor.
Student landlords. Probably the pressure of exams.
The lonely hours in the library.
No, I'm going to miss everything. Being chair rep of life sciences.
Tying in Holy 2015 with One World Week.
Specialising in feminist Marxism.
My biggest success would be just finishing my studies.
Graduation.
Graduation.
Well done!
Congratulations to all those graduating in the 2016 winter graduation.
Well done, everyone. I'm so proud of you all.
It was lovely to meet you all, and I hope we stay in contact.
It's sad to say goodbye, but congratulations on what we've achieved.
Well done, guys, we did it.
Didn't they do well? I'd like to give my personal thanks to our Director of Communications who helped put that film together. Now, as you continue to make your way in the world and carve out your own path, I hope that Sussex will always be part of your consciousness. And just as Sussex stands for authentic and spirited thinking, I hope you will take some of that philosophy and become successful in whichever way you choose. Please remember, you will always be part of the Sussex family. You will, of course, be joining an illustrious group of alumni, many of whom have made major contributions to the worlds of politics, government, academia, the creative industries, business, international development, and so on. You name it, and you'll find Sussex graduates worldwide changing lives and making a difference. Our alumni relations team will make sure we stay in contact wherever you might be in the future. At the founding of the university, our first Vice-Chancellor, John Fulton, said that education at Sussex was making the future. This is an ambition which we still hold close to our hearts and encourage you to do the same. Make the future for yourselves and your family. Help make the future for our world. Now is the time to be confident, to be brave, and to be open to the endless possibilities that life has to offer. I wish all of you every good fortune for your chosen futures and hope that your experience at Sussex has gone some way to prepare you for the next stage of your life. My very best wishes to you all. And for those of you that might be in China in 2017, join us for graduation again in Shanghai. Thank you. I call upon the head of the School of Global Studies, Professor Andrea Cornwall.
Chancellor, I will now present to you for the postgraduate I present to you for the postgraduate diploma in social research methods, Heba Rashed Al-Rashed. For the degree of Master of Arts in Anthropology, Richard Rawlings. Tabea Rona. Also awarded the Bill and Scarlett Epstein Prize for the highest dissertation mark in anthropology, Anna Rosenthal-Menner. Well done. For Anthropology of Development and Social Transformation, Farah El-Souri. Victoria Klinkert. Rachel Frances Parker. For Conflict, Security and Development, Isabel Olivia Anderson Blench. Well done. Paul Appleby. Also awarded the Lisa Smurl Prize for the highest dissertation mark in MA Conflict, Security and Development, Samantha Armstrong. Well done. Leticia Cecilia Amelia Bordoli. Frederick Clark. Eilish Daly. Kieran Lloyd Edwards. Isabel Rachel Fergus. Charles Green. Nana Kalandarishvili. Mira Karandarithi. Eduardo Llore. Maya Michik. Mabel Osanebi. Delphine Schlosser. Nicole Schmareski. Lucia Schupi. Christian Sievert. Eric Sanchez Garcia. Ayumi Watanabe. For Environment, Development and Policy, Nerlene Ballantyne. Naira Fernanda Bonilla. Thomas Crocker. Claire MacLeod. Rostron John Oliver. For Geopolitics and Grand Strategy, Michael Gordon Alec Baradell. Also awarded the prize for the highest dissertation mark in MA Geopolitics and Grand Strategy, Timothy Dwyer. Nathan Galisson. Callum Lightfoot. Elizabeth Lund. Kristin Peralta. Hannah Sarah Monica Rickert. Aislinn Thorpe. For Global Political Economy, and also awarded the prize for the highest dissertation mark in MA Global Political Economy, Martin Campbell. Edward Chris Diepenbrock. William Downs. Christian Fernando Gomez. Well done. Juliet Grenville. Carlock Chris Hui. Henry Ivazic. Alexander Paternot. Matthias Post. For Human Rights, Joe Baldwin. Tafadzwa Joshua Jr. Chivanga. Letitia de Klerk. Habiba Haq. Olivia Martin. Hannah Mutawi. Alessandra Raffaelli. Also awarded the placement prize for the highest dissertation mark, Ross Reeves. Saskia Wilkes. For International Relations, Christian Fitzhugh. Felix Gilsola. Radhika Halder. Seth Joseph Charles Hopkins. Rakiba Mohammed Kashim. Warada Kulpech Prasit. Also awarded the prize for the highest dissertation mark in MA International Relations, Johanna Martira. Well done. Pelin Osjert. Nicholas Sanchez Bode. Chonlanop Sirisroy. Hugo Stratton. Jutamad Swangbong Kan Chana. Kupatsa Kolela Vilili. For international security, Hannah Baumgartner. Also awarded the prize for the student with the highest dissertation mark in MA International Security, Daniel Ben-Chorin. Well done. Lahari Chatterjee. Abdirazak Ibrahim Mohammed. Jiradet Pumarin. Johannes Ritz. Jamie Tullett. For migration studies, Georgia Ansell. Christina Holm Jensen. Katharina Stöckel. Saki Tayama. Swankan Chan. Also awarded the GEMS Prize for the highest dissertation mark in MA Migration, Susanna Teal. For social development, Nehal Daga. Charlotte Ann Hammer. Jessica Hill. Yuko Koizumi. Niga Mamadova. Natsumi Chibasaki. Wakana Tarada. Rosie Wigmore. For the degree of Master of Science in Applied Geomorphology, Robin Siddle. For Climate Change and Development, Hanni Andreasen. Kafula Chisanga. For Climate Change and Policy, Guy Marsden. For Engineering Geomorphology, Consultancy and Practice, Claire Chernomsky. Christopher Gordon. Jessica Jordan. For Social Research Methods, Donna Louise Day Lafferty. Daisy Hill. Louise Prentice. Joanna Smallwood. Jennifer Margaret Spicer. Chancellor, I will now present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for the thesis, Women and Religious Practice in Uzbekistan, Transformation and Changes in the Capital of Uzbekistan in the Light of the Post-Soviet Period, Madluva Anwar. Well done. For the thesis, Stories, Senses, and the Charismatic Relation, a reflexive exploration of Christian experience, James Barnes. For the thesis, Dependency Theory and Eastern Bloc Trade, Reformulating a Forgotten Paradigm, Oliver Weiss. Vice-Chancellor, we have one final award to make to Lucas Jaeger, who sadly died before completing his master's programme. I call upon Dr. Sam Naffo, Senior Lecturer in International Relations, to make the presentation.
Today is, of course, a Very special day for everyone in this room, a day for celebrating what has been achieved and to look forward to further success and happiness. Against this background, it is particularly poignant to think of those who are not with us, and important to mark their achievement and to acknowledge what it means to us that they were part of our community. Sadly, Lucas Jaeger died in July 2015. It was a loss which hit very hard his friends, fellow students, and faculty. A fact that was brought home by the great many testimonies that were sent to me while I was preparing this speech. Of all the immense qualities that people wrote about Lucas, two resounded most strongly: his generosity and his intelligence. One of Lucas's friends wrote that he was an astonishingly bright and lovely guy. It was impossible not to be impressed again and again by his sharply critical and incisive mind. He was an educator as well as a fellow student, someone who would share warmly his thoughts and summations of our readings every week, often providing a crucial lifeline to those of us who fail to match his studiousness. Above all else, it was his insatiable curiosity about the world and about others who impressed all who met him. A curiosity driven by his thirst for knowledge and by his deep care and concern for all the people around him. He would not take an argument on the basis of faith or a statement at face value, always asking questions when something was found wanting. Driven by his desire to understand, to get to the bottom of things, a refusal to settle for make-believe. It fueled his passion for ideas to make this world a better place, and it also explains why he had no qualms to call to questions the budding revolutionaries in our program when they got carried away. 2 weeks before leaving us, Lucas came and inquired about the possibility of undertaking a PhD. He spoke enthusiastically and insightfully about a project on alternative forms of financing, a project I would have been honored to supervise. While we mourn his loss deeply, we celebrate the mark that Lucas made on Sussex during his time here, and on all those who were lucky enough to have met him. Chancellor, today we hope to honor, in a small way, Lucas Jaeger's achievement by awarding him with a degree of Master of Arts in Global Political Economy. The award will be accepted on behalf of his family, who are here today, by Lucas's mother, Ursula Heinrich Jaeger.
Chancellor, this concludes the list of graduands from the School of Global Studies.
I call upon Professor of Strategy, Paul Nightingale, to present Professor Mary Calder.
Chancellor, in the field of international security, academic research has traditionally focused on warfare between states. This view informs public policy, public spending, and the design and procurement of military technologies. However, security isn't just something that concerns states. There is increasing concern about human security, environmental security, and indeed planetary security. Moreover, even in state-backed militaries, much activity is unrelated to traditional fighting of wars between countries. The military can be involved in peacekeeping and preventative interventions to stop massacres. Our honorary graduate today, Mary Kaldor, has played a significant role in transforming contemporary understanding of security to take into account these changes and their wider and important political contents. Mary began her career at the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, where she developed the methods for measuring global trade in arms. She quickly moved on to take up her first position at Sussex. From 1969 to 1976, she was a research fellow at the Institute for the Study of International Organizations, at that time at Sussex, including time as a visiting fellow at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the Free University of Berlin. In 1974, she became a visiting fellow at IDS and SPRU and joined SPRU, the Science Policy Research Unit at Sussex, as a research fellow. From 1982 to 1993, she was a senior research fellow at SPRU, and then the Jean Monnet Leader in Contemporary European Studies at the Sussex European Institute. From 1999, she was appointed Director of the Programme on Global Civil Society at London School of Economics, where she has held a number of senior professorial appointments, including Director of LSE Global Governance and Director of the Civil Society and Human Security Research Unit. During her extensive career, Mary has made a number of significant intellectual contributions. I only have time to talk about two. First, her work on the Baroque arsenal made a fundamental contribution to our understanding of the military procurement and innovation. She argued that the nature of defense bureaucracies and the political economy of the defense industry led to the development of increasingly complex systems that over time were less and less valuable. Given the overspend on the F-35 fighter is now 1.4 trillion, enough money to put a CO2 scrubber on every power station in the world, this work continues to be of major importance. Second, her work on new wars highlighted the worrying developments of non-state actors and sub-state conflicts and their potential to generate substantial humanitarian disasters. The wars of today are more often within states than between them. This work has subsequently been developed into a formidable critique of the current war on terror and its consequences. Mary's work in these areas has been widely recognised. She was made an honorary professor in science policy at Sussex in 2001 and was awarded a CBE for services to democracy and global governance in 2002. In 2011, she was made an honorary professor at Corvinus University. In 2011, she also got an advanced grant from the ERC. And in 2012, the Jean Meyer Global Citizenship Award from Tufts University. And finally, in 2014, the Ludwig Quid Award for her work. For her entire career, Mary has been at the forefront of engaged research, working closely with non-academics and moving seamlessly between civil society groups and international diplomacy. Her work has been dedicated to achieving positive changes on the ground. In a world where the news constantly highlights the fragility of peace, there is a need to improve our understanding of security. Mary has made a fundamental contribution to that improved understanding. Chancellor, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of the University, Honoris Causa, Mary Kaldor.
By the authority of the Senate and the Council of the University, it gives me great pleasure to confer upon you the degree Doctor of the University, Honoris Causa. Congratulations.
Chancellor, friends, colleagues, everyone. First, I want to say how happy I am to finally get a doctorate from Sussex. I was registered to do a doctorate some 40 years ago, and actually, I never completed it. Instead, I published The work as a book, The Baroque Arsenal, which Professor Nightingale mentioned, and so finally, it's taken a lot of hard grind to get my doctorate. Secondly, I really want to thank my friends and colleagues, especially at the Science Policy Research Unit. I think along with development studies, SPRU is perhaps Sussex University's greatest achievement. It was founded exactly 40 years ago. It does world-class research. It really pioneered collaborative, multidisciplinary research across social and natural sciences. And most importantly, I think SPRU has developed a way of looking at the world and a way of understanding what we're going through at this current moment, our current predicament, that offers an alternative to the interpretations of conventional economists. In particular, I think SPRU understands this moment as a moment of transition from a model of development based on mass production, industry, oil, to a new model of development based on information communications technologies with a huge potential for resource saving, for dealing with the environment, and enormous ramifications in political, social, cultural terms. Finally, I would really like to congratulate all those who graduated here today. I think you're graduating in a much more difficult world than the world I graduated into nearly 50 years ago. It's a much more competitive world. It's a world where many of the gains we've experienced over the last few decades in welfare, social justice, tolerance are under threat. It's a world facing climate change, new wars, which Professor Nightingale spoke about and which I work on, economic crisis. And I think the most valuable thing that comes out of a Sussex degree is critical reason. The capability to analyze, explain, interpret, not to take prevailing assumptions and ways of doing things for granted, to think through what's happening. I think that seems to me the only way we're going to navigate the difficult times ahead. And I think almost better than anywhere, because of Sussex's critical tradition, you're well equipped to do that. So good luck, and many thanks for today.
I call upon the head of the School of Law, Politics and Sociology, Professor Andrew Sanders.
Chancellor, I will now present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Politics and Philosophy, Alexander Max Lino. For Sociology, Christine Ho. Joey Ung. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Bakura Lawan. For the degree of Master of Arts in Contemporary European Studies, Mark Anthony Abela. Also awarded the Jean Monnet Prize for achieving the highest grand mean in MA Contemporary European Studies, Alexandra Emma Louise Barford. and Lucia Kisova. For corruption and governance, that's a degree, by the way, not a practice, Jonathan Benton. Matthew Broderick. Ben Cowdock. Benjamin Holton. Jonathan Pugh. David Ugalaw. Dadisai Rudo Pamela Wadi. For European politics, Joseph Coombs. And Seema Yagchi. For Gender Studies, Sam Bernard. Victoria Amber Cook. Amy Dean. Also awarded the prize for the highest dissertation mark in MA Gender Studies, Jessica De Simone. Catherine Doble. Amy Holmes. Marwa Conde. And Lainey White. For the degree of Master of Laws in Criminal Law and Criminal Justice, Comfort Pam. For International Commercial Law, Nureni Akapo. Ali Al-Hashami. Bashiye Al-Makuzim. Nopawan Amnyofo. Yassine Bulkara. Ileana Che Rosley. Jailing Chen. Rosa Einifar. Also awarded the Sussex Law School Prize for the highest dissertation mark, Oladapo Omotola Fabosuyi. Tamir Ibrayev. Ayman Nakli. Daria Nemrivojic. Taiwo Olorode. Irem Ozimir. Kansu Tandogan. Cheng Tang. Tengu Chik Abu Bakar Tengu Ibrahim. Catherine Wenzel. Denise Yazi. Kinbin Zhang. For international criminal law, and also awarded the Draper Prize for the best dissertation on international criminal law, Julia Ann Moffat. Stephanie Homachi Nzigbi. Rachel Marie Phelps. Ashley Sanga. And James Yates. For international financial law, Ludovico Lazzaretti. For international law, Claire Han. Cornelia Angela Clocker. Natalie Lawrence. Cristina Loureiro Vilela. Henrik Daniel Matiku. Emery Senbabalgolu. And Caroline Weiss. For international trade law, Jirachi Amarakalit. Yanyaris Kocha. Waruntorn Metiwanakit. Sukanya Naksirikil. Wepjiti Somkeat Joan. Tanya Porn Sujaresibu. Dararat Suat. Kamonwan Tigum. Malika Tubtim. For law, Yuxel Edeniz. Yusha Barakzai. Abraham Ashika Yande. Sakiko Kamada. Alexandra Koshik. Rambidzai Mugabe. Stacy Muzimbe. Jude Tadeus Nundobum. Saif Ahmad Qureshi. Also awarded the Sussex Law School Prize for highest dissertation mark jointly, Monika Skalova. And Alexander Thompson. Chancellor, I will now present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for the thesis, Following in Their Mother's Footsteps, What the Daughters of Successful Career Women Want from Their Work and Family Lives, Jill Armstrong. Congratulations, Jill. Well done, very well done. Chancellor, this concludes the list of graduands from the School of Law, Politics and Sociology.
I call upon Professor Melissa Leach, Director of the Institute of Development Studies.
Chancellor, I will now present to you for the degree of Master of Arts in Development Studies, Aditi Shivram Bonagiri. Tamar Bortsvadze. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well done. Walter Chenika. Deviana Wijaya Devi. Mohammed Ahmed Hassan. Mir Dostin Hoth. Noor Mohammed Karam Ali. Saad Jamil Malik. Arno Pont. Teresia Srimenda Sembering. Felicity Victoria Taylor. Leah Marie Williams. For Gender and Development, David Dinger. Fatima Ganaka. Sasan Azene Ini Ituen. Bawana Sahu. Nicoline Nwenushi Tumasang Epse Waze. Ntokozo Sibale Yingwana. For Globalization, Business and Development, Sandra Akite. Peter Desmond. Ana Ferreira da Fonseca. Kevin Hernandez. For Governance and Development, Emma Asciuti. Benjamin Ekei. Hannah Christina Hudson. Christina Louise Kelling. Also awarded the IDS Prize for the Best Dissertation Result, Elias Pogani. Abdul Rahman Sabir. For Participation, Power and Social Change, Sandar Lin. Sandra Kagwiria Warania. Adi Philomena Dikativi Tuavena Levu. For Poverty and Development, Myra Nareen Butt. Paula Andrea Cortez Agudelo. Spencer Huchulak. And Livia Quinteros. Chancellor, I now present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for the thesis, The Impact of Rising Food Prices on Household Welfare in Zambia, Miniva Chibuye.
Fantastic.
Chancellor, this concludes the list of graduands from the Institute of Development Studies.
Chancellor, I present to you graduands who were unable to graduate earlier with their schools of study. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Saad Khan. For the degree of Law with International Relations, Imani Charlton. For the degree of Master of Arts in Anthropology of Development and Social Transformation, Thomas Kigel. For the degree of Master of Laws, Albert Verrill. For the degree of International Financial Law, Aman Jamwal. Chancellor, this is the moment when you can take just a few minutes to think, reflect, consider whether you think you've had sufficient love during this ceremony.
I think, I wish every ceremony could have been like this one.
So, do I take that as a yes?
It's a no. A definite yes. These guys are great. Some of them smell really nice.
Well, perhaps we could take that outside later. Good. Back to the script, sorry. Chancellor, you've now met all the graduands being presented to you at this ceremony, and the moment has come for the formal conferral of not disease. Goodness me. For the formal conferral, I'm overcome. Formal conferral of degrees of the University of Sussex. I therefore ask you to confer their degrees on those presented to you, and to the other graduands who have indicated their wish to graduate in absentia at this ceremony.
I formally confer degrees on all those just mentioned by the Vice-Chancellor. Congratulations. Dutch accent. So that happened. Congratulations. It seems like too slight a word to say, really. But congratulations, everyone. And well done, family and friends. Some of you were truly embarrassing. Respect. I just wanted to say something to the family of Lucas as well. Thank you for allowing us to participate in honouring Lucas as well. I can only begin to imagine how difficult it must be to come to a ceremony like this, but by coming, not only have you kind of honoured us with the importance of Lucas's achievement, but as I said, to allow us to also be involved in that is a great privilege and honour, so thank you. Graduates, so as your time here at Sussex draws to a close, we hope that you will remain connected to us as part of the growing extended Sussex family as alumni. Many of you already are, of course. And aside from keeping in touch, you could act as a vital resource for future graduates to the university. Think of those as yet to come as younger brothers and sisters needing some guidance. Please be sure to take 5 minutes after the ceremony to visit the alumni stand back there. There's mugs with sweets in them. I kid you not. Would I lie about something like that? There are mugs with sweets in them. It's the future, I tell you. There are those present here today that have been associated with your success that look upon these days with great fondness and pride. So please show your appreciation for your teachers, tutors, and staff. That's going to go right to their heads now. You know that? You've created monsters. Whether your next step is gainful employment, the search for it, further academic study perhaps, or even some time out, I wish you all the best. This is the closing of the ceremony where I'm supposed to say a few words, which, wisdom and insightful and stuff like that, and I'm just rubbish at that kind of stuff. So instead, they're going to be a mixture of thoughts. The really good ones are other people's. The rest are mine, and at times it just might get random. I'm not altogether sure where this is going to go. But anyway, something I have been thinking about recently, which is how much we've been increasingly living in a quantitative world. Everything seems to be distilled down to numbers, down to things that really shouldn't be distilled down to numbers. How was the film? I'd give it 2 stars. How was your meal? 6 out of 10. Okay. How's your day going? I feel I'm operating at about 60%. And, numbers are, what we clearly use to define success a lot of the time. She earns $125,000 a year. Wow, she's doing well. They've just bought a property, 12 million. Wow, they're doing all right, aren't they? It's numbers. And I kind of get, we all understand why numbers are useful because it's an easy comparison tool. We all understand where we are. And it's quick. We don't have to qualify it. And that's the problem for me, is increasingly people don't qualify it. There's no detail. So it means there's nothing to discuss. And part of functioning as a human being is the ability to communicate, to understand, to empathize, to sympathize, to connect. We understand each other so much better through detail. One of the reasons I absolutely love coming to graduation is that I get to meet you. It's not a remote virtual thing. I mean, I could, do it on Skype and say, hey, you've all got your degrees, well done, off you go. But I get to meet you, and that's amazing. That's amazing, and how it should be. But those same questions, that I posed before, simple everyday questions, with a tiny bit more detail, would be very different. How was the film? Script was great. Performances were really good. Special effects were really poor. I'd give it 2 stars out of 3. Yeah, that's a bit different. How was your meal? Well, starters were okay. Not much of a range of the main courses, but what they had were really good. The desserts were excellent. Bit drafty. 6 out of 10. Just a bit more detail. She earns $125,000 a year. Wow, how? She cleans toilets with her tongue. Oh, changes it a bit, doesn't it? They've just bought a property, 12 million. Well, how? They robbed a bank. Suddenly it's just a tiny bit more detail, but, you know, my point is talk to each other. You know, talk to people, spend the extra minute finding out the detail, and therefore be better informed, and have your own opinions. Something I've realized from Twitter, simply having an opinion does not make you intelligent. I read somewhere that the mark of true intelligence was to hold two contradictory arguments in your head at the same time. No, it isn't. Yes, it is. And that, for me, I think still holds. I've been lucky enough to meet enormously talented people through work. Famous, celebrated people, Oscar winners, BAFTA winners, Grammy winners, Nobel winners. And I admired all of them for their achievement, which is great. But the only ones that inspired me had four elements, I think. They had curiosity, they had a sense of humor, they had a work ethic, and above all, they had compassion. And increasingly, I think intelligence, you know, academic intelligence is one thing. I think general intelligence is emotional intelligence. And with something like compassion, you know, you can't put a number on that. I mean, if you do, you sound like an idiot. You know, how are your kids? 4 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It's kind of like, your wife seems really lovely. I give her 60%. It's, you know, it's nonsense. Martin Luther King said, darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. You can respect someone for having an opinion without having any respect for that opinion. I find myself in that situation a lot. Horace Mann, who was a 19th century American politician, he said, do not think of knocking out another person's brains because he differs in opinion from you. It would be as rational to knock yourself on the head because you differ from yourself 10 years ago. I think that's true. Graham Alexander Bell said, when one door closes, another door opens. But we so often look long and so regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the ones that open for us. Look forward. These are all random now. The Beatles are the best band that ever lived. That's just a fact, okay? They are. They are better than One Direction. And that may be controversial, but what the heck? I said this was random stuff. Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world, which makes sense. You want the world to be a more compassionate place? Then you be more compassionate. If you want it to be a more kind, forgiving place, you be more kind and forgiving. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. I read a thing recently that resonated with me, which was that a smart man makes a mistake and learns from it and never makes that mistake again. But a wise man finds a smart man and learns from him how to avoid the mistake altogether. Listen to other people. It's kind of useful. Embrace change. It's going to happen whether you want it to or not. A step into the unknown doesn't need to be frightening. It can be a step into the realms of possibility. I mean, you have no idea what the future is really going to bring. I embraced unpredictability the moment that I changed careers and started acting and writing and doing all that stuff. And I could never have predicted that. And also, many of you may well know, but some of the families may not, that Sussex was my first choice when I was choosing universities, choosing to do a degree all those years ago. It was my first choice. And I didn't get in. Apparently, my grades weren't good enough to get in. So I took my business elsewhere, scraped through my degree, worked in jobs I wasn't happy in, changed careers, and I waited till all those who had prevented me from getting in had either retired, were deported, were in prison, or were just plain dead, and I got in as Chancellor. So my point is, but also it's unpredictable. I would never have predicted that I would come to Sussex as a Chancellor. some more randomness I've written down here. Donald J. Trump is a total, and I can't read that word. I don't know. I don't know what it's. Can't read my writing, but it's a fact. That is a fact. Sometimes the solution is not right in front of you because it's not meant to be. There's a story from a film that I love, which is about two mice that fell into a bowl of cream. And true story. And they couldn't get out. And one mouse decided that it was impossible and gave up and drowned. And the other mouse struggled and struggled and thrashed and splashed and struggled until all the cream had been churned into butter, and he just stepped out of the bowl. Sometimes the struggle is the solution. As the Japanese proverb says, fall down 7 times, get up 8 times. It really is a privilege to have shared this day with you. Honestly, these days do inspire me, and you lot inspire me. As one of my heroes, David Bowie, said, I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring. And I'm pretty sure the same could be said for all of you too. Be creative, dream big, be kind, never give up. I wish you all happiness and good fortune in everything you do. I officially declare this graduation closed.